Hi, hello, and welcome in our video. In this video, we will be talking about requirements reviews. You probably know that writing requirements may be a tedious task. It is complicated due to many complexly interrelating parts and dependencies. In many complex projects, I think it's unavoidable that mistakes might arise at certain points. Hence, it is crucial to establish a requirements review procedure where you can identify sections and artifacts that need change or correction. It is well-known fact that success of the project depends on quality of the requirements and requirements management. Therefore, requirements reviews are a crucial aspect of any project. Not only reviews verifies that overall standard of the requirements meets expectation, but they act as a final chance for all stakeholders to meet, engage, communicate, and confirm requirements once again. You can picture requirements review as a systematic process done by key stakeholders from the various project teams. Requirements review is detailed evaluation of the requirements document by document, artifact by artifact. I know requirements review might sound boring, but we all know that requirements engineering is one of the most important parts of system engineering or software development, and it is a pivotal part in ensuring the success of the system or the software. So reviewing requirements to check their correctness, completeness, uniqueness, consistency, verifiability, etc., is therefore an inherent part of the requirements engineering lifecycle. Before you can jump to review, there is one important consideration, one important decision you need to make. Would you like to create a review from the stream, or would you like to create a review from the baseline? The rest of this video we will be talking about this important decision, and we will cover hands-on review process in subsequent video. Both options have their pros and cons. You probably know that baseline is a snapshot of the project at a certain moment of the time. Artifacts in a baseline are not modifiable or editable, therefore by creating a review from the baseline, you can ensure that artifacts cannot be changed during the review process. So when creating a review from the baseline, this is big pro. Artifacts in this baseline are frozen and it's not possible to modify them, and it is often a preferred option in tightly regulated industries. But not just there, everywhere where you would like to make sure that errors will not occur, because I would like to make sure that no one can change requirements that are in a review process, or no one can change requirements that are still in a review but were already reviewed. So by making a baseline and therefore by conducting review on artifacts that cannot be changed, this is excellent way how can you prevent any possible mistakes. So what are the downsides of conducting reviews from the baseline? Well, I would start with something that is already pro. And it means that if you are conducting review from the baseline, you are not able to change artifacts. So you are not able to create and save custom views. You are not able to create the links. So if you would like to create a link to some defect or to some module that I will show you in a tip and trick video, then you are not able to do that because you are in a baseline. You cannot change artifacts. And once again, you are not able to change artifact. So if there is some problem in a review process that you find artifact that needs to be rephrased or changed just slightly, nothing significant, and it can be done directly when reviewing this artifact so it can pass the review, you are not able to do that because you are reviewing baseline and this baseline cannot be changed in any way. So the process may be a little more complicated because you would need to create review baseline. So basically baseline from which you will be creating review. You are conducting the review and you find some problems. So you will need to jump to the stream and implement changes. Then after the changes are implemented, you need to do another baseline and conduct review on this baseline. So we are conducting review, everything is fine, excellent. So now you can create official baseline. And when I am talking about review baseline and official baseline, I'm talking about naming convention because from system perspective, this is the same kind of baseline. I would like to just differentiate that you have baseline that is needed for reviews, but there is still some work to be done. But in official baseline, everything is perfect, everything is as agreed, and everything is excellent. So this is why I would like to differentiate between official baseline and a review baseline, and also from less romantic perspective, Official baseline is something that you can show to auditors. Official baseline is something that can show that you are aligned with certification, industry standards, or laws. So those were pros and cons of creating reviews from the baseline. Now we can jump to creating review from the stream. So what are pros and cons? And we already mentioned them, so I will be very quick. Pros is that artifacts are modifiable, so it is possible to make or apply any changes and adjustments if there is some findings during the review process. Creating reviews from the stream is often preferred option by customers that are using more agile methodologies. But the cons is the same as pro. So if artifacts are modifiable, then artifacts selected for the review are not frozen and the team is able to work on them during the review process. That may have potentially negative consequences. As an example, picture scenario where the team made a high impact mistake in artifacts that were already checked for the correctness, and those artifacts will not be rechecked, so no one will saw that there is some high impact mistake that can have serious consequences down the line. So that is a very significant downside of creating reviews from a stream. Of course, there are some out-of-the-box workarounds that you can use if you would like to create reviews from a stream, but at the same time you would like to make sure that your requirements are not changed. So for example, you can use combination of manually locking artifacts and manually locking modules. If you manually lock artifacts, then it is not possible to change contents and attributes of this artifact. So you can go and manually lock all artifacts that are subject to review. Although it is a valid workaround, it is not a perfect solution because locked artifacts can still be linked, commented on, promoted, demoted, and changed in the hierarchy structure and even deleted. So, if your artifacts are in a module, you can also lock the whole module. So, by locking the module, your hierarchy and structure will be preserved. So, those artifacts cannot be promoted, demoted, changed in a hierarchy or structure, and cannot be deleted, and new artifacts cannot be added to this module. But locking module don't prevent users to change the content of the artifact. So you need to use both locking the artifacts and locking the module where those artifacts are. Another workaround may be using a workflow with custom permissions where you don't permit users to do changes to the artifacts with under review status. So you can create custom role, for example, reviewers, or just have a small number of roles with high responsibility that can make changes to the artifacts that are under review. So you are combining security and safety with ability for small number of users to make change to the artifacts that are under review process. So you don't have problems like you cannot create views, you cannot link artifact to the defect or to some another module, or you cannot go to the artifact and make some small change that don't require another review process. So if you are not in the industry that is very tightly regulated, I would probably go and create reviews from a stream and then apply those workarounds and maybe all workarounds at the same time to ensure that we are really safe and that there was no unexpected change to reviewed artifacts. Okay, this is important theory you need to know before jumping to the review process. In a subsequent video, we will do hands-on reviews. I really hope this video was informative for you and I look forward to see you in our next video.